Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a masculine thank you card. We're going to play with a little bit of Pixie powder and a little bit of colour burst. Now these swatches are colour burst ones. I am yet to do swatches on my Pixie powders, but saying that, they've got the little swatches in front of you. But I do like to compare between the two colours to pick the one that I want the best. So I've got a little, just a clipboard here that I'm going to use some delicate surface painter's tape. This is the only thing that I find does not rip my cardstock. I swear, it's just like, I don't know what. I am just going to put a little bit of water down. Now this cardstock is not my favorite. But we're going to use it up, and that's the key, isn't it? Using up our little stash. It's not my favorite only because it dries really quickly. I just find it really dries quickly. So we're trying to use these up so I can move on. So I don't have a lot of little bits and pieces. And I think I'm not the only one out there that just doesn't want to waste their cardstock and waste their bits and pieces. So the colours that I've got for the Pixie sprays are Mango Blaze, Burnt Orange, Bronze Blush. Now you would think by the names they're a little bit more orange, but it's not. It's not as orange as it appears, which is another reason why I want to do swatches for my Pixie powders, and just I like to do swatches. So I've put a little bit on the top of my board here just because I can place it exactly where I want, and I'm just dabbing it through the color. Come back through with a little bit more of the bronze blush. The Ken Oliver colour bursts that I'm going to use today are going to be, I've got to put my glasses on, yellow gold. So it's you'll see it, we're going to use it very shortly, a little bit of a very liquid, it's the liquid form of the, I can't think of the names, but they're well, they're colour bursts, but they're the liquid forms. But I think they have another name, but I just can't remember at the top of my head at this moment, and I didn't write it down. The other one, so that's the liquid form, which we're going to do right now. Liquid metals. There you go, liquid metals. This has dried, and so I'm going to put a bit more water on and just get it to be able to move around a little bit. Now I'm going to come in with my colour burst, which is sepia. This, if you're not familiar with colour bursts and brushos and even Pixie sprays, colour bursts they all have like little, you can see lots of different colours in there. You can see yellows, you can see the bluey greens, you can see reds. So they all mix together to form the colours that we want. So they provide a little variations of the different colours to make up the browns, the yellows, the extra colours that we need. The difference between the Pixie powders and the colour bursts that I have found is the colour bursts have more, they don't have any the shimmer to it. The Pixie powders have more shimmer. The best thing with the Pixie powders, if you're going to use those, is to make sure you don't dry it with your heat tool. I don't know about anyone else, but I have. Okay, now someone's interrupted me. What was I saying? There's something with heat, drying it by heat rather than letting it dry naturally, that it doesn't do so well with the shimmer. I just find I personally find it's much nicer if you let it just dry naturally. This is the Tim Holtz, or Stampers Anonymous, I should say, which is, Stampers Anonymous. This is Bold Sayings. Now I will leave a little link down below for that. It's a very, as you can see, it's a very distressed type of stamping. And it took me a little while to figure that out. But it's a very distressed type of stamping. So I've stamped that with rich cocoa, and I've matted up on some brown cardstock from my stash. We're just going to lie that flat on the brown. But our thank you panel is raised up with some foam, and I've really put a lot of foam on this, because this red foam I really, 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 really want to get rid of. It's great foam. It's just not the world's easiest to work with. It's very staticky and it's very hard to take the backing off. I wanted to do a little bit of faux stitching around the side of it. I've die cut this out using the Paper Rose nesting rectangles, the Aussie one. So they're a little bit longer than my American friends. It wasn't doing too well. I was trying to use the Distress marker ground espresso. That didn't work. So I've got a Case of Craft pen. Now these probably discontinued, and honestly I was about to get rid of them. And I'm glad I didn't at the moment. So these are just a gel pen. We've added a couple of dots here, there and around. I'm just going to go back through and sort of make them a little bit bigger. And that is my card. So a very simple little mail card, and that's what we like with mail cards. Just, you know, to have it clean and simple. That's my card for today. I do hope you like it. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.